Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, doing my position edge for this game against the Seattle Seahawks happening this Sunday in Seattle. Hope you guys are excited. I definitely am as well. Love to see this rivalry when both teams are really good. As we saw last year in 2019, two epic matchups. Seattle winning in San Francisco winning Seattle week 17 to determine the NFC West champ and the number one seed. Can't wait to see another epic matchup, I would assume, for this one. Let's just get this video started, but before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers, Seahawks. Who am I going to give the initial edge to each team? First up, Seattle. I'm not really going to give them a lot of edges, to be honest with you, because I think fundamentally as a team, on paper, the 49ers, I would say, are better, but on the field, you don't know what's going to be happening on Sunday, so anything can happen, but I'm just going to be basing it on what I see on paper right now, and I guess a little bit from past performances, but for me, I'm not the biggest fan of trying to track past performances to predict the future, because that absolutely never works, in my opinion, because you can be great one week and then just be crap next week, and be crap last week and be awesome for the next week. I mean, the case example, 49ers, they were just absolutely terrible against the Dolphins, and then they come back next week and beat the Rams. Anything can happen in football, so I try to just look at it on paper right now, just based on the talent for each team and what I think. That's my thinking of this edge videos for the past year or two now. But anyways, Seattle, if I had to give initial edges, to be honest with you, I'm not going to give them that many, as I said. So first up, quarterback, as always, Russell Wilson. This is probably the most important position of football, as you all know, and Wilson is the X factor for anything they do in Seattle. If he's going well, anything can happen. They always have a chance to win. He's got like Tom Brady right now, MVP style quarterback, although he's never won an NFL MVP award, which is kind of weird. But anyways, he's been carrying the team on his back since, I would say, since the 2015 season after the Super Bowl loss. It's been a very offensive-oriented team. He's done a great job for them, and you got to give him a lot of respect for that. Jimmy G, I love me some him, but at the same time, those turnovers, they still hurt, man. The one against New England, the first one when he overthrew George Kittle, that was absolutely terrible. He's been pretty efficient with the ball, although he did throw 3 interceptions against Arizona last Sunday night, so that is a little bit disappointing, but still, he is a great quarterback. He always gives them the chance to win, and he gives the most problems, I would say, of any quarterback for the 49ers for the past couple of years now. Edge, Russell Wilson, he's going to be the deciding factor for this game for both teams because he's just that great. And a lot of people will discredit Seattle, including Seahawks fans. I mean, I've seen a couple say, oh, we don't have a chance to win this game. But, hey, when you have Russell Wilson on your team, you always have a chance to win no matter what. Whether your defense is great, which would be great, or your defense is crap, which it kind of is right now. But still, I mean, when you have Wilson there, great things can happen, and it's been happening for the past almost decade now. He deserves a lot of respect. Edge, Russell Wilson. Next up, wide receiver position. I'm going to be giving that to Seattle because Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, you can't go wrong with these two guys. Metcalf is just some crazy stud guy. Anybody that's covering him, it's going to be a really dangerous assignment right there. Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett, whoever's going to be covering him. It's going to be a tough one, I would say. They definitely better be ready for him. Tyler Lockett, a little sleeky guy. You can't go wrong with him as well. I would give the edge to the 49ers if Deebo Samuel was available, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because he's not going to be available for this game due to a hamstring injury. Other than that, Seattle, giving them the initial edge. Metcalf should be a big part of their offense, definitely, I would say, in this matchup. That's pretty much it for the edges for the Seahawks. I mean, I'm looking at from top to bottom from the roster. I would say the 49ers, fundamentally, on paper, they are the better team, but, you know, it's Sunday. Anything can happen. The Seahawks could win this game by a large margin, short margin, just on Wilson alone. Seahawks fans, you have your edge on your quarterback position, and that's probably the most important one, I would say, in this matchup. Looking down the list for the 49ers this time, running backs, I have to give it to the 49ers. You could give it to Seattle, but they do have a lot of injuries within the running back position. They have Travis Homer, I think he'll be out. Carlos Hyde, he looks like he's going to be out. Chris Carson, he looks like he's going to be out. I mean, this has just been a theme for the Seahawks in terms of injuries for the past season and also a little bit of last year as well. I mean, they had to sign Marshawn Lynch last year against us in Week 17 just because they were so depleted on the running back position. We've been depleted as well, but we've been able to kind of stay the course and have a lot of great running backs in that system as well. JaMychal Hasty, I'm assuming he's going to be the starting running back for this matchup. He should be great. Tevin Coleman, I heard he might be coming back, but not sure yet. We also have Jared McKinnon, who could be a great, I guess if you want to say backup running back. I hate to say that, but he kind of is. That's from what Kyle Shanahan is using him for. For the most part, San Francisco, just based on that system that they have with that zone blocking, I am a big fan of. They definitely deserve the edge for the running back position. Next up for the 49ers, I'm going to have to say the tight end position. I mean, you can't go wrong with George Kittle. Jacob Hollister, great guy, but at the same time, you can't go wrong with the people's tight end. That's all I have to pretty much say. Offensive line, I mean, if this was the offensive line from like the game against the Dolphins or the Eagles, I would definitely give the edge to Seattle, but in this case, San Francisco, they have been playing much better now for the past couple of weeks on their winning streak. It looks like the chemistry is really kicking in right now. Trent Williams is really coming alive as that offensive tackle that we know he could be as an all-pro, Pro Bowler guy. He deserves a lot of props, a lot of respect for that. Lincoln Tomlinson, Horace Grasu, I can't say his name, the center guy, Mike McGlinchey, Daniel Brunskill, they have done a great job for the past couple of weeks. I think they're going to keep it up. It was just a couple of weeks they were a little bit rusty in terms of having no offseason and not really playing a lot with Trent Williams that much, but now they're being able to play together for a while now. That's really clicking alive. I'm a big fan of what they do. So edge, offensive line for the 49ers. Defensively, almost everything San Francisco, I would say. I mean, if you want to call me biased, that's fine, but you look at the defensive line for the 49ers, they're actually able to give a little bit of pressure considering the fact that Nick Bosa's not with us anymore for the rest of the year. D Ford is still out with a back injury, which, I mean, he's pretty much a part-time player no matter what you want to call it. I'm going to give them a slight edge. I mean, usually when everyone's healthy, I would give them hands down, but that's not the case anymore with their changing of the defensive line. But we do have Kerry Hyder. I'm a big fan of his. Eric Armstead, I think he's done a great job versus mobile quarterbacks minus that. And Javon Kinlaw, I think he's coming alive as a great defensive tackle. So they've done a lot of great things, a lot of makeshift stuff for the defensive line. So you got to give a lot of credit to Chris Kurek, the defensive line coach, Robert Saleh, for making some changes. So far, I think it's working out really well. Slight edge. Hopefully they can get Russell down a little bit. It's going to be a tough one, but I think they can do a great job in this one. The linebacker position, I have to give it to San Francisco, although I love me some Bobby Wagner, love seeing him play as the top middle linebacker. I got to give it to my boy Fred Warner. Also, I mean, Dre Greenlaw, I think he's going to be the X factor for our 49ers defense. He has been for the past 2 games last year. I'm assuming he's going to have another big play for this one. I'm excited to see what he can do this Sunday. Edge, 49ers, Warner, he's just playing out of his mind right now. You can't say anything else. I hope he gets a lot more recognition from the national media as one of the top middle linebackers in the NFL. So, 49ers, they get the edge. Defensive backs, I'm actually going to give the slight edge to the 49ers just because I think Jason Verrett, he has come alive as one of the great cornerbacks so far for the NFL and 49ers in general. Emmanuel Mosley, having him back, that's just been the biggest blessing for us, I would say, because without Mosley, none of this whole defense works, to be honest with you, because he has been a big part of our defensive back scheme, and he's done a great job so far. Another big plus for the 49ers, K'Wan Williams should be making his return. I can't wait to see that. Wow, that is going to be just the biggest difference maker right there. Tavarius Moore, I think he's made some nice plays. Marcel Harris, big physical guy. So I love my defensive backfield so far, but having K'Wan Williams back, that is just going to be awesome right there. So going to give the slight edge to the 49ers, but defensively for them, they've been improving. They're actually number 5 in total defense, which is really surprising because I thought they were like ranked 15th just based on how they were playing earlier in the year, but they've done a great job so far. They've been able to rally and not give up on anything. Most of the defense on them and a lot of the offense for them, but Seattle, I mean, Russell Wilson, he's going to be the biggest X factor, I would say, for any player in this game in particular. That is pretty much it, you guys. I mean, I guess Pete Carroll versus Kyle Shanahan, I don't know who you want to give the initial edge to be honest with you. I don't know if I would make that decision because both teams, they led their teams to the Super Bowl, but Pete has won a Super Bowl as well. So, you know, 2 great coaches, and I love to see where they're going to scheme against each other. Please let me know what you guys think about the position edges. Who would you give the initial edge for each position? I like what you guys said in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. It's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Thursday, if not on Friday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.